Hey, so this video is completely unscripted. Not even sure what's going to come out of my mouth here. But I wanted to just kind of speak from the heart. Um, I feel like the biggest injustice, there's many injustices in the world. Let's not, don't take me wrong here. But in my realm, like my interest and passion and like reason for living really is about nutrition. Like I could just talk about nutrition all day long and how it affects our bodies, our health, our lifespan, our quality of life, how we feel physically, how we feel mentally and emotionally. Like there's so much about how we live life that is connected to what we put into our body, about our food. And it has this ripple effect across just all the different aspects of our life and across the world. And so, yeah, like I get so just on my soapbox about this, the scientific research that shows how whole food plant-based nutrition really is just the best way to support like a long lifespan and health and prevent chronic disease and even reverse chronic disease and help you maintain a healthy body weight and just have good energy and just there's so many benefits, right? And when I look at that and then I look at our modern Western medical system that isn't healthcare, it's disease care. You come to the doctor with some chronic condition, right? And we know like the science is very, very clear that chronic conditions like cardiovascular disease, like high cholesterol and high blood pressure that are kind of warning markers of cardiovascular disease are related, very, very related to what we eat. And also metabolic disorders like diabetes, type 2 diabetes, also very, very connected to what we're putting into our body. Other things like autoimmune disorders, there's cancers that are linked to certain foods. The list goes on. And so and I don't think that the whole world is aware of this. I don't think the average person is going around like reading research articles for fun. I do that because I'm a total nerd and really want to be informed and want to know as much as I can about how to help people be healthy and feel good in their body and have long, meaningful, connected, active lives and live life to the fullest, right? And like this is one way, a really big, important way for people to achieve that. And so when I see how much evidence there is that shows that the solution to the health epidemic that we have in modern Western societies, in the United States especially, like heart disease is the number one killer of men and women. Diabetes is it's on the rise, and cancer also kills a lot of people. And I'm not pointing this out to like point fingers at anybody, at you. I am pointing this out to say that like something is broken in our healthcare system, really, where you come kind of with this disease already developed to a medical provider who says nothing about nutrition. And if they say anything about nutrition, it's like it's vague and unhelpful. Like maybe you should try losing some weight, or maybe you should try eating some more vegetables. Like it's just if they say anything at all, it's just so unhelpful. And again, that's kind of a systemic thing. Like just traditionally, medical doctors don't get a lot of nutrition training and education in their curriculum. And it's very pharmaceutical focused. And they, so you come to them like, hey, I have diabetes. Hey, I have heart disease. Hey, I have this issue. And they put you on a prescription medication and say, okay, take this. I'll see you in 6 months. And we're just going to monitor you. And, it's a Band-Aid solution. Like it's not actually curing the root cause of your health condition. It's masking symptoms. And meanwhile, people are still kind of fueling the disease with what they're putting into their body, knowingly or not knowingly. Again, I'm not like pointing fingers at anybody. I think just some people aren't even aware that how much the food that they eat affects their health and their condition. Again, because like doctors aren't telling them about it. And so they're on this medication, and maybe their disease is just it's managed, but it's not getting cured, and they just feel like they're gonna have to live with this for the rest of their life and be on these medications for the rest of their life, and just put up with the side effects and the costs for the rest of their life, and never get off of them because their doctor's not saying do something different to get off of them. It's just, yep, this is how you're going to manage this for the rest of your life. And it's like, well, no, that's not the only solution. Like, you don't have to do that. And you don't have to, also just like shoulder the weight and the concern of having this, condition that like, oh, I'm never going to cure it. And like, hopefully meds manage it. But then I'm, suffering with side effects, and I have this like, this like cost out of my pocket every month or whatever. And I imagine just the burden on their minds of not being around long enough to see like their great grandkids take their first steps, and also just not feeling good in their body as far as being able to be active like they want to, travel the world like they want to, and again, like get down on the floor and play with their grandkids and be able to get back up again, or just be able to. I have 4 young kids. They're little and very, very active and energetic. And it's like, they asked me to go play soccer with them in the backyard. And there was a time in my life when my body just held me back, and I was just too tired and achy. And I'm like, no, I'm going to sit on my couch and scroll through my phone while you guys go play. But now it's like, nope, I'm there. I'm present. I'm with them. So for people to be missing out on those kinds of connected life experiences because their body isn't feeling 100%, it's like in pain and tired and fatigued and just feels icky, and like that gets me so fired up, because I want people to know that there's a better way, that there's a way to elevate that, the way to elevate their physical body and how they're showing up in life, in the world, how they're showing up with their family and how they're connecting with them and how they're being present, to feel better in their body just by changing what they eat, and by getting good nutrition in them. They can prevent disease. They can reverse disease. Like heart disease and diabetes are reversible on a whole food plant-based diet. Like I'll do another video and show the studies of that. And it's such a simple solution, and it's not, this information isn't like propagated because nobody really stands to profit from it, right? Like pharmaceuticals don't, profit from that because they can't sell kale in a pill. Well, they try, they try to sell kale in a pill. Anyway, so, this is my rant, and I just really, really want people to have this simple solution, this simple tool to be healthy, to live a truly, truly healthy life in a body that is functioning as well as it possibly can, to live life to the fullest. Okay. And when, if I can get that word out and help everybody not only to understand that, but to also apply it. I know change is hard, and that's another big piece of my rant here, is I know that changing what we eat is really hard, especially when we're addicted to foods that are designed to be addictive. Like processed foods are engineered to be highly palatable and to like light up our brains, much in the same way like drugs do, for us to come back to them again and again and again. And sugar is highly addictive, and produces physical changes in our brain that make it really hard to stop consuming that substance. And then we have habits in our brain, right? Like, so a lot of people are in food prison as well, where they're stuck in the food that they understand isn't good for them, but they keep turning back to it again and again because it's tasty, man. Right? Like, and it's hard to give up. And so they're tied down by food. And a lot of people are, they're food prisoners because their mind is constantly preoccupied with thoughts about food. Like, what do I get to eat next, and how much, and when, and like, when do I get to, constant cravings for sugar or pizza or chips or whatever. Like, they're just constantly thinking about it. And that, oh my gosh, there's a way out of that too, by reprogramming your brain. And because I was that person, of just the food prison, and constantly, marching myself downstairs to go get a chocolate bar, telling myself I would have one little piece. And by the end of the day, I'd had 3 of the entire bars. I just had no self-control. And so I know that experience. And now I don't even think about chocolate anymore. I don't have cravings anymore. I just have my meal and I'm done, and my mind doesn't bother me about it anymore. So having been through my own journey in that sense of becoming free from the food prison, also, like, there's a solution for that too. And there's a lot of suffering around that too. And so I know that when people are able to escape food prison and just be free from the food mentally, physically, like get free from food addiction, get out of bad eating habits, and really able to have nutrition that supports their physical health, and also have a brain that has been rewired to not care so much about food anymore, is that it just opens up this whole new world of freedom for people to live life and really plug in to life and not have the food issue hold them back and weigh them down. And so that is my life's purpose, okay, is to end needless human suffering related to food, because it's needless. It's needless. And my heart goes out to all those people who are struggling with the food, whether it's the constant thoughts and obsession about food, like they're just finishing a meal and they're already thinking about what and when and how much they get to eat next. They're like sneaking food from the break room at work and hiding in a supply closet to eat it so people don't see, and going back again and again and again and hoping nobody notices. Like, that was me. Okay, my heart goes out to you. And then carrying around excess weight again, because what we're putting into our body is making our fat cells grow, right? And then, obesity is linked to development of other diseases, and that are totally, totally preventable and reversible. So that's my mission, is to heal the world, to use food as medicine, to help people reprogram their brains and get free, so that they can make those changes and make them sustainable and lasting and just kind of like natural and automatic and just part of who they are for the rest of their lives, and really, really be free from the food, so they can live their purpose. Okay, like, I'm leaning into what I feel is my purpose, is to help people become free from the food and become free from the suffering related to food, so that they can lean into their purpose, in their, whether that's in their careers or as parents raising amazing children, or, being philanthropists and serving other people and making other people's lives better, and just making this world a better place. Like, we need people that are plugged into life and living into their purpose like that. And so when we can remove this burden and this chain that food is holding them back, then they can start to live that life and live and make the world a better place.